I would like to welcome Herman Van Roost, General Manager, Feedstock and Mechanical Recycling at SCS. Good morning, Herman. Herman, we have seen tremendous progress with mechanical recycling up to the level of achieving food contact standards. Do give us a full picture where we stand currently and what it means for our value chain. Take it away, Herman.
Thank you very much, Chrissy. And indeed, I'm very happy to confirm that we are really on track with the ambition that we expressed a couple of years ago. As a matter of fact, we should not forget where we come from. As late as only 2018, the common industry belief was even that polystyrene objects could not be sorted from the different types of polystyrene. So we established there the sortability, and we were really surprised to be helped by polystyrene that it is so easily sortable. Last year, we could announce the production of high purity mechanical recyclate. And also there, that was a surprise. And this year, we continue the pioneering track to, let's say, what is the highest possible, and that is technical food contact suitability. So this is indeed great. And as a matter of fact, if you look at polystyrene packaging, what the most striking thing is that it is overwhelmingly food contact. You can see, of course, different forms. Sometimes it's rigid, sometimes it is foamed. But what we have found is that all these types can be perfectly sorted from each other. And so that was done in detailed sorting tests with our SCS member Tomra. And we can distinguish the GPPS from the EPS, from XPS. HIPs can even be distinguished by a percentage of rubber. It is really amazing. We didn't expect that ourselves. So that is an excellent basis for the production of recyclate with very precise properties. Now, we expressed the ambition to close the loop from yogurt pot to yogurt pot. And if you want to develop a good feedstock for dairy, it's obvious that we want to focus on white hips, right? Not because the colored hips cannot be recycled. On the contrary, PS has excellent outlets for colored recyclate. But for returning to dairy, what you really want is white hips. And starting from sorted packaging waste, actually, we developed this process. White hips appears to be the largest fraction in all countries. The percentage can differ. In this fraction of white hips, what you find already is that there is more than 97% food contact. And then what we did further is, okay, we can do either by hand picking. We analyzed what is then the rest, and that was then used for learning of the near machines, and so by doing this, we can go to more than 99% food contact, either by hand picking, like happens in many other recycling process, or by having another near step with the learning from there. So there is two ways to go to an extremely high amount of food contact in the feedstock. Then our recycling process, actually, it was completely inspired by the mechanical recycling process that was developed for PT. But we improved it because, let's say, the contamination and the typical design features of yogurt pots are different. And so the result is a very powerful process that is really optimized to the typical yogurt pot design and the residue. And it removes basically all aluminum, paper, foils, organics, and even printing inks. So in developing that process, we also learned how to control the washing process, because it's a tricky part. And basically what we do is you take the freshly washed recyclate and you wash it again in more severe conditions, and then you analyze the water quality. And it can be a big difference between existing recycling processes and washing processes, actually. And here, this is the last missing mile, actually, super cleaning and challenge testing. And here again, we were helped a lot by the outstanding quality of PS. It has a low diffusion characteristics similar to PET, actually. That makes it very suitable to achieving food contact status, because it doesn't behave like a sponge. The surface is, the matrix of the polymer is really closed, and it doesn't absorb a lot of contaminants. And for the things that might be in the polymer, this property prevents it from migrating out of the polymer into the food. So this is it's a key characteristic for suitability for food contact. Then we had to apply challenge testing technology for deep cleaning in order to correspond to the very high EFSA requirements. And for that, we were very proud. We are very proud today to announce that last month we achieved a success with the GNOIS technology. And actually, the GNOIS technology is already a mature industrial PS reference. It is already used in Japan since 10 years, where 70% of all Japanese PS trays actually are recycled in this technology, and it happens under an FDA approval. So what we will do now is, based on our test results, use this as a first for a first petition of EFSA in order to obtain authorization for food contact and in the EU. And one very good news that I can already announce, and that's a prime announcement actually, there is very promising results with a second technology that of which you will hear in the next period. But this is definitely in our pipeline, and so it means that we are working on widening the range of technologies for future investors. Now, the recyclate produced this way was on top used to make really filled yogurt pots by the 3 converters that are members of SCS, Coexpound, Intraplast, and Grindr Packaging. And you will hear it from them in a few minutes, but the results were great. There was no observed degradation of the polymer. The purity was very good. Nothing to comment. No comments or no remarks on the smell or taste of the yogurt. And it's really, let's say, also in the processing, our PS behaves like virgin PS. So that's the best that we could expect. And last but not least, we have prepared an industrial blueprint for interested investors. Many parties have been watching what we are doing, and many parties have been waiting for the demonstration of technical food contact suitability. So what I expect is here an acceleration of industrial initiatives, and what we offer to these interested parties is a blueprint with flexible plans so that they can adapt the percentage of PS to the availability of feedstock and to the demand. Yeah? It can be used for PS but also for foamed PS. Yeah. Typically, in order to be competitive, what we propose is something like 50,000 ton per year sorted feedstock input, and that will produce 33,000 ton per year recyclate production. And it is the capex is like 40 million. It's you see the typical layout, but in this way it is really cost competitive versus virgin PS. So it's from all aspects it's an interesting investment. And in order to support this kind of investments, we are also ready with the members of SCS to support testing of process and with a semi-industrial line that is now starting up. So that's the work. I would say we are really ready for the next steps.
Excellent, Herman. Thank you so much, and great to hear about the positive challenge test, and as you say, the last missing mile for mechanically recycled polystyrene. Now, on your way to food contact, what would you summarize are the key hurdles that you've already taken, and what are the challenges that are still ahead?
Well, you have seen a lot of hurdles that were taken, and we were all the time helped by the properties of PS, sometimes to our own surprise. And the next challenges are also opportunities, because we are going to extend further the range of available technologies for supercleaning in order to offer to investors the same range of choices as what they can find today in PET recycling. That is one thing. We are also going to extend the food contact authorization from rigid PS to the foamed PS, because our process works also for the foamed PS. We've done preliminary testing, but we kept our focus for the moment on the rigid. And then the challenge will be, and the opportunity will also be, to offer to the waste and recycling sector an excellent way to expand their production of sorted plastics for recycling. Because today they don't have, or they have very little incentive to optimize sorting out of PS, and creating that market pull is really what we were aiming for. So this is our program for the next year.